Hello everyone, welcome to Mage-Tarot. This is weekly tarot messages. So if you are new here, these are essentially just shorter messages. They're not super long or drawn out, that look at the energies, challenges, and then some guidance and advice around that so that you can hopefully navigate your week ahead with the best possible wisdom, guidance, and understanding. I always say that when you land on these readings, regardless of the date that they come with, is when you're meant to hear these messages. So don't get too caught up in the dates if you happen to be landing on one that was from weeks ago. It's when you're meant to hear the message. A few things before I get started here with message number one. There is a full moon in Aquarius happening on Wednesday, the 29th. I already have full moon videos out around that, but it will definitely come into play for this week ahead. It'll be a factor energetic wise. So it's something that if you're interested in, you could go and have a look at that video. And I also put out a just a quick 5-minute meditation to connect to it in the best possible way so that it makes the energy of this new moon even softer and more positive for each person. That's the intention. Also, if you've been enjoying these videos, or if you're new here and you happen to enjoy the video, I would really appreciate you liking and subscribing to my channel. It would really help me out, helps to boost me up in the algorithms and put out even more content for everybody. But I'm going to get started here with message number one. The timestamps are down in the description box, so you can go ahead and pick whichever message is speaking to you, and I'll get going here. Hello, message one. What do my message ones need to know going into this week? Oh, that was a lot of cards that flipped over there. Like crazy. We've got major life change. Time is right for major life changes, as a new lifestyle or location brings great joy and a trouble-free existence. Yeah, and you know, the new moon that's happening this week in Aquarius is really supportive of connecting to what that could possibly be for us. It really highlights possibilities and potentials. So really lean into that energy. Either way, lots of change on the horizon, and it feels quite good to me here for my message one choosers. Really good timing for you. So if you had things that you were even considering putting into action that you've already planned, this would be a good time. But if you haven't gotten that far, starting to create a plan would be a really good idea for you on whatever it is that you're feeling or being drawn into, towards, compelled by. Oop. Me and my terrible shuffling. One of these days I will get it down. Page of Fire, outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. Nice. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. Nice. So it is saying that the time is right for a new lifestyle. A change will bring great joy and a trouble-free existence. But it looks like it's coming to my message one choosers by way of opportunities showing up for you. As it says, news of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. And, you know, these are always key words up here, too, to kind of lean into. The things that you might need to cultivate within you if they're not already naturally there. Being outgoing, putting yourself out there, connecting to your creativity, your confidence, and that mischievousness, right? Thinking outside the box. Aquarius is all about that. Not fitting in the best possible way. Three of Water, a celebration, a wedding, graduation, or birth announcement, the need to have more fun. And this is coming out in the challenge position. And I've said it before in other readings, but it's really the card that we should be paying the most attention to, because it's showing us what could block us from having a good thing come in, or what our biggest issue is to deal with at the present. So maybe you haven't been feeling like there's anything in your life to be joyful or celebratory about, but this is about to shift, and it starts with you and up-leveling your energy and leaning more into joy and happiness and lightheartedness, letting yourself lean into those energies, do things that bring those feelings about. And it'll really help you connect to this creativity, this confidence, and this new endeavor coming your way. Yeah. And, you know, the very last line I think is the most important takeaway here for you guys, the need to have more fun. Lighten your energy. Allow yourself to just let go, not be so serious about everything, right? I think it's going to start to stir the energies around you and bring this thing forward. And, you know, when you're in a really good spot, you're more likely to say yes to things that could really bring about this positive major life change than when we're down in the dumps, or when our energy's off, or when we're feeling low, right? We might pass up opportunities because we're just not in a very good feeling place. And I think that's part of the equation here for my group ones. Ooh, we've got a lot of fire energy coming through. 2 of fire. You've come into your own. New partnerships or contracts continue to move forward. Wow, big message here for you guys, right? Really leaning into this creative, outgoing, confident energy. So if it's been missing and you've been a little bit low and down, as the challenge card would suggest, start there. Start there with these energies. Go into your week like with positive affirmations, telling yourself how ready you are for this. Up leveling your energy. New partnerships or contracts to continue to move forward. So I feel like it's a bit of a heads up too for you guys to not be too quick to discount new people coming in, new situations. It feels like there could be job opportunities for a lot of my group ones, or at the very least, an amalgamation of energies coming together to create something that's going to be financially abundant. And there's a massive creative aspect that I feel like the universe wants you to bring to the situation. Either way, this is feeling quite good, message on. We've got 2 fire and 2 water. And I'm bringing this up because water puts out fire, right? It puts out passion and inspiration. So be very mindful of that, message 1. Where do your, because it's connected to emotions as well. So where do your emotions at times get a little bit out of control, a little undisciplined, and maybe dampen your enthusiasm, your fire, your zest for life? Because I feel like you're somebody who probably naturally has that. Maybe you even got a lot of fire in your birth chart. And you have to make sure that this part of you stays ignited and ready and excited. All the more reason, right, to have more fun, because it'll bring that energy up to the surface in a really powerful way. Nice. We've got 9 of water. Your wishes come true. Concerns fade away. A love of life. This is really, really good here, message 1. But start here. Start with, even though you may not have had anything very big or exciting to celebrate, even though you may have been or are in the doldrum part of life that happens to a lot of people after the holidays too, where you just kind of feel flat and stagnant. Do whatever you can to shift those energies and bring more fun and lightheartedness and joy, because that energy is going to, it's like a massive attractor. It's going to attract all these positive shifts and changes through connection, through partnership, through creative processes and thinking. Your wishes come true, concerns fade away, a love of life. Nice. A lot of positive shifts on the horizon for you, but I think that the main takeaway here for you is to make sure that you keep yourself and your energy running higher in a good place. Whatever that, if you have to move, dance, listen to music, if that's something that makes you happy, whatever it is that brings you joy, do more of that heading into this week. And be silly. I feel this is something that keeps coming to my mind. Be silly, be silly, be silly. Like, I don't know if you're normally somebody who's naturally silly or knows how to have fun with your own silliness, but haven't felt that lately. Do that. Bring that in, because you've got news of an exciting new endeavor, new partnerships or contracts and moving forward, and then wishes coming true. This is so good. This is such good energy for you. And I really do feel like the only thing that could potentially mess it up is if your internal world, your emotional world is off or down or low. Wow, generosity, sow seeds of kindness. Yeah, so being giving of yourself. And I feel like maybe of your energy, because like attracts like. So when you show up with really good energy, I think you attract that to yourself even more. And people don't realize that it is an act of kindness. It's an act of generosity, because maybe somebody else who's been feeling low feels up leveled by you. But I feel like that could be something that happens for you guys. So say yes to social interactions as well. I think it'll be really good for you guys. Sow seeds of kindness, being generous of spirit, of time. And I do think there's a social connection aspect here, right? So, and I think when we're low, we don't always want to say yes to doing things that are social. We're not feeling up to it because we're kind of blah. But I feel like push against that this week, message one, and it'll pay off in dividends. As this says, generosity sows sowing seeds of kindness. I think it's just going to bring more of that back to you in like the best possible way. All right, I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope that you guys have a fantastic week. It looks like there's so many positive things on the horizon for you guys. Take care. Hello, message 2. What is showing up for message 2 this week? What do my message 2 choosers need to know? Declutter. This has been coming up a lot. Declutter your life. Let go of correspondence, objects, and people you no longer want. Someone will hurt your feelings and reveal a new side of themselves that you may wish to avoid. Okay. So I mentioned this in the intro. This is a week where we've got that new moon in Aquarius coming into play. The new moon in Aquarius is all about connecting to our own individuality and the collective, and how there is, or a need for a balance there, and the company we keep. And I think that that's a thing here for you guys. And I do feel like, well, this does definitely lend itself to physically decluttering our space so that our minds are clear and we can see our way forward and kind of connect to ourselves, our creativity, all those kinds of things. I feel like there's more of a message here for you about looking at the community that's around you, the company you keep, the people in your life, and really getting honest with yourself about whether they're good for you or not, whether you've outgrown them or not. There's something to that here for me from a message 2s. Either way, taking some time to declutter your space, your home, your workspace, whatever it is, it really does create an energetic clearing around you, and you see things more clearly and have more clarity and feel more connected to your own wisdom and intuition. And I think that that's going to be a thing here. And this does say that there's a potential that somebody could hurt your feelings this week. I feel like that could create an energy around you where you really do feel like you need to step back and say, is this connection, this relationship good for me? Is it bullish for me? Is it supportive? Do I resonate with it anymore? Like kind of going deep like that. But we'll see what cards come up with this for you guys. These cards are so stiff. Just Lordy be. Okay. Try this again. Page of Water. Intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. Ooh, a new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase. Heightened psychic abilities. You know, I was definitely feeling like that. And I really do think by decluttering your physical space, your mind will feel clear and you will be able to connect intuitively to what you need to do. Like to these energies of, is this good for me? Have I outgrown this, that person, this situation? Interestingly, too, this is a new person is entering your life. And it's going to begin a new phase. I think there's a romantic component here for some of you. Otherwise, I feel like it's going to be a kindred spirit of sorts, somebody who's just very like-minded, who it feels like they see you for who you truly are in all ways on a deeper level. And this doesn't have to be romantic for that to be a positive, connective thing for you. This could be a really good partnership, friendship. But I do think for some of you, there's a romantic component here. But it starts with decluttering your mind, your heart, understanding yourself and the connections and the company you keep, relationships that you have, and whether they're hindering you or helping you. Look at this renewal with relationships. Review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction and a new person. Okay. All right, this is coming out in the challenge position, and I say it all the time, but this is generally the most important card in the spread because it shows us what we need to really do, work on, what could be a block, what's really tripping us up in our lives. And this is saying review and evaluate, just like the main message. Really taking a step back, clearing the clutter around you, within you, your mind, so that you can have a favorable assessment of the facts. And, because it is renewal, it does seem like there's potential here to up-level a relationship, especially romantic or a connection, by really good communication and building a bridge and understanding one another. But I feel like for more of you, there's this healthy ending here. You need to evaluate a new person coming in, somebody more resonant and better. And remember, this is not going to be romantic for all of you. It could be a new work connection, just a new friend, community. But this is saying it's time to move in a new direction. And I think it's been tripping you up, really feeling stuck here. And I don't know what to do. It's hard to make those kinds of shifts in our lives, especially when there's an energy of this inner knowing of, I feel like I need to move on from this relationship, this connection. I can sense it's not serving me anymore or them, but it's difficult to separate this because so many years put in, so much time, energy, and yeah, it's a tricky one. But start here. Declutter your mind, declutter your space, connect to your intuition because you've got a lot of intuitive, sensitive energy coming your way, heightened psychic abilities. I'm even going to say, if you can make time for it, utilizing the new moon's energy, it is potent days before it shows up and for days afterwards. But for some reason, I'm getting this sense of doing some sort of a meditation on that day to clear your mind and connect to your wisdom, your truth, to higher understanding about your situation. I think it's going to help you. I think that you will do just that, connect to it and knowing of what to do next and how to go about handling this situation. Yeah. Look, Two of Air, being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there is no problem. Wow. This is very connected. So big ask. Universe is highlighting how important this is for you. And as I said, I just was talking about how difficult it is when we put a lot of time and energy into a connection, into a partnership, only to have to get really real and raw with ourselves and look at the hard parts of it and say, is there more hard than good here or than easy? Like, it's that kind of energy. And I think there's a lot of avoidance that's been happening. I completely understand that as a human being on this planet, but I feel like it's coming in so strong and so connected like this because you've probably got things coming up in your future that's going to need to see you in a really good place mentally, emotionally, energetically, opportunities, new people, and you could miss it if you stay stuck and stagnant in here. So a big message. Of course, you have the free will to do with this what you want, but I really think it would be to your benefit to give yourself over to this, even though it's going to be uncomfortable and hard going there with your energy and really with your feelings. Again, being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there is no problem. I think that we are all guilty of this in some way, shape, or form. Nice. King of Fire, motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Advice from someone creative. Wow. So this is sort of like outcome where you're headed. Focus. Give yourself over to this as much as you possibly can. Message 2. I feel like it's so important. And especially with the King of Fire coming in to cap this off, it really does feel like there's opportunities, new people, situations, good ones on the other side of you having to go through this and make some hard decisions around connections. And you don't want to miss them. And as it says, advice from someone creative. So be open to the wisdom of others. It doesn't mean that you have to take everything that they say as to be the truth for you, but just listening to it, taking it in, contemplating on it. It's going to be a good idea for you guys. Twilight. Surrender to the last hour when the light barely touches the flowers. Wow. So dreams, paying attention to your dreams, I think they're going to bring you some wisdom and guidance, but I really do feel like this is connected to that going deep within. That new moon feels like it's really going to be important and pivotal for my group twos. Twilight, when it's dark, before everyone's awake, that early morning where you really feel connected to your intuition, there's something to that here for me, for you guys this week. Surrender to the last hour when the light barely touches the flowers. And you know, twilight is the evening, so it could be that too, when everyone's gone to bed and the house is, your home is quiet and you're just sitting with your thoughts, where you have epiphanies and ideas and aha moments that bring about the clarity that you're really needing right now. So I think just be open to that, make space for it. All right, message 2. I'm going to leave that there. I hope that you guys all have a beautiful, wonderful week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 3. What did my beautiful message 3 choosers need to know? What's showing up for them this week? Surprise. Okay, a disappointment will be followed by a pleasant surprise. An invitation could bring love to those searching. Okay, so you might start out with some heavier energy at the beginning of your week, but then it leads to something better and lighter. It's sort of like, I always think this card is very much connected to blessings in disguise. So if something seems really frustrating and irritating at the beginning of the week because it didn't go your way, it's going to be followed by something that's something better, which you might not have knew that you would want to be the way that it shows up, but then it ends up, again, it ends up being better than what you could have expected. It was a blessing in disguise. You're like, oh, it didn't work out the way that I had hoped, but this is actually better. This is what I'm trying to say. So keep that in mind if you are starting off your week or something happens where you weren't expecting it, or it's frustrating because you had hoped it would look a certain way or show up a certain way. It just, as it says, a disappointment, right? And usually that's because we thought that something was going to be showing up for us, or it's almost like a letdown too, where you're like, oh, we were supposed to do this thing and plans got canceled. It can be as simple as that, but then something much better and more fun comes along. It always, surprise always brings that element of feeling a little bit blindsided by something. Like, I didn't see that coming. We have so much fire cards showing up this week. King of Fire, motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Advice from someone creative. Okay, so this could very well be connected to some sort of endeavor, project, a work situation that you're trying to make happen, or for those of you that are entrepreneurs, something not working out, following through, having to go back to the drawing board again in some kind of way. I feel like I keep feeling this energy of fear not. It is this blessing in disguise. It is going to feel disappointing. That's normal. That's human, to be frustrated when things don't go the way we want. But it feels like there's something better. And, all the more reason to focus, lean into your leadership abilities and your creativity, because you'll come up with that something better. There's an element of that here for my group 3s. Okay, 10 of Air, the end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Recovering from an addiction. So this is in the challenge position, right? And I feel like this end of the difficult situation hasn't quite come yet, but it's highlighting that this surprise disappointment, this frustration that's coming your way, it's kind of like the last pieces of difficulty for you that you have to get through. It's the last hurdle to jump. And it's only showing up because there's a better way forward, there's a better way through. And you will, if you allow your energy to soften with it and kind of go with the flow and say, okay, maybe this is a blessing in disguise. What do I need to do? What should I look over? What creative ideas and vision can I bring to the situation that maybe I didn't bring the last time? And then your situation moves forward. That's what I'm feeling like here for you guys. Yeah, like you have one more hurdle to jump. And I'm sure you're like, great. there's been enough. And I definitely think that's a thing here. Like it's been challenging. It's been frustrating. And it's like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. There is that element showing up here for you guys this week. But it really, for me, as the reader here looking at the cards, I'm getting the sense of it's the last hurdle. The world, nice. A job well done. Yeah. Joy, contentment, and gratitude. The path towards enlightenment. Nice. See, this is essentially just highlighting, yes, it's all much smoother sailing from this point on. You really do have that last hurdle to jump. You really do have to go back to the drawing board in some kind of way before you can move something forward. There is that element of surprise and disappointment, frustration. Even maybe for some of you, somebody else backing out of something, and you're like, great, back to the drawing board. Now we need new support, a new connection, contract with somebody, whatever it is. It's like it's going to show up, and you'll see a better way through, right? You've got the world, a job well done, joy, contentment, gratitude, the path towards enlightenment. Love that. I really just feel like you're going to have epiphanies too by going into this King of Fire energy, leaning into your ambition, motivation, focus, as it says, communicate with vision. I think that you're at the helm of this, of bringing this situation back into the best balance and better than it was before. The moon. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. Really leaning into your intuition and your sensitivity. And I think that internal compass, that inner knowing, that leadership ability, you may be second guessing yourself as a result of these frustrations and disappointments that might show up. Don't allow yourself to stay there. You can recognize it, say, okay, this sucks, and I'm allowed to think this sucks, but I've got this, and I'm going to bring everything I've got to the table to make the situation even better. And the psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. The moon energy is all about connecting to our intuition. So trying to not be too thinky and over analyzing and being too practical and logical about your situation. Take a step back. And we've got a new moon happening on Wednesday. It would be a great time for manifesting and connecting to your intuition. It's coming into play in a very big way this week. And I feel like, just like from a message twos, I think this is going to be an important time for you to really connect to your own internal compass and wisdom and intuition to know how to move through the situation and make it better. Yeah. Maybe even calling an Archangel Haniel. That's the Archangel that's connected to this moon card. Yeah, okay. Let's pull one final message here for my group threes. It's like this whole vibe of this or something better. And it's like, oh, I've got 2 cards that fell out. And sort of like you've been saying this. I've worked too hard for it to not be this. But spirit world, universe is like, nope, something better. And eventually you're going to be so glad that you did this something better and went back to the drawing board in some kind of way, or changed a contract or disconnected from these people. There's something to that here for me, for my message threes. Okay, forgiveness. A crushed flower still gives off a sweet scent. Letting forgiveness in. So there may be that this disappointment, you're disappointed in the person, something they did, something they said, something they didn't do that causes your situation to be really frustrating and having to go back over. As it says, a crushed flower still gives off a sweet scent. So not being too harsh with it, allowing forgiveness to happen for the sake of your situation. And then we've got breath, breathe. Slow down and contemplate the tea. Violets and ivy tangled around the cave. Slow down and contemplate the tea. Violets and ivy tangled around the caves. Okay. Yeah, it's about untangling your situation, seeing it for the truth, understanding it, getting more clear, focus, communicate, leadership abilities, and then you've got moon there, connecting to intuition and foresight. But first we must untangle all the stuff that's got us discombobulated in the energy of anger and not wanting to be forgiving about things that have not worked. Start here. Breathe out. Give yourself over to this contemplative moon energy so that you can draw in your own psychic understanding, abilities, wisdom, higher mind, intuition. It's really going to help soften the situation. at some point and move it forward, because I really do feel like it's this last piece, this last hurdle, and you'll get into this world energy of a job well done, feeling content, feeling gracious in your path moving forward. All right, I'm going to leave that there. I hope that you guys all have an amazing week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 4. What do my beautiful message 4s need to know going into this week? Showing up for them. Ooh, nice. We've got luck. A sudden change of luck is likely. Things are working in your favor. Excellent time for networking. Nice. So, if you're compelled to go somewhere, if there's opportunities for networking and you're thinking maybe I don't want to do that thing or go there, because luck is going to come into play for you in doing just that. Either way, a sudden change of luck too. Like it sort of feels like synchronicity is going to be showing up for you this week. So be alert and paying attention for that. Not like hyper alert, but open to it and seeing it, trusting it. This is what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, it says things are working out in your favor. Excellent time for networking. Yeah, get your social on this week. Allow connection to happen. You know, it's sort of like be communicative. It's going to be somehow beneficial to you receiving this sudden change of luck. Okay, there we go. Jeez. So much fire showing up this week. 4 of fire. Contentment, peace, and abundance. A happy home life. The successful completion of a project. Wow. If you're not one to normally give yourself a pat on the back, this is the week to do it, because you're just going to breed more luck coming your way. Like, give yourself over to maybe some celebration. Feel good about things that you've been doing and accomplishing. There's synchronicities at play with it. Like, sort of like you've planted the seeds well. Things are going to start to grow as a result. Stay in that energy is like the main thing I'm feeling from this card. But either way, contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, and the successful completion of a project. Good luck on the cards for you guys. So much fire. And I think that there's been a fire card for each message to start it off. So that's passion, that's creativity, that's feeling inspired, that's motivated. And I really think it's connected to that Aquarian new moon energy. Okay, so this is our challenge card here for you. An unwise choice. Learn what you can from the situation. Review everyone's motives. All right. This is the challenge. This feels lingering, because this is the word that keeps popping in. It's lingering. It's lingering. This may be from the past, a choice that you made didn't work out. It was anything but lucky. You may even be dealing with the aftermath of said choice, which could have caused you to feel disconnected, not trusting of your own intuition and internal compass, just feeling off, like almost like it's spinning instead of pointing in a positive direction, really feeling dampened by perceived mistakes. You're going to really want to look at this energy and do whatever you can to unstick it. You know, and to make sure that you're taking the lessons from it, so that moving forward, you don't bring that same energy to this new thing that's showing up, the successful completion of something, the tides turning in your favor. Either way, if you're still in this energy, and I think many of you might be, this is your week to start to shift it. So being open, making sure that you're in really good energy, the sudden change of luck and networking, it's all going to help unstick whatever things in the past that you may have gotten wrong or made a mistake with, or just, an unwise decision, as it says. Don't beat yourself up about it, right? It's just a lesson, not a life sentence. But lots of opportunities to shift this harder energy as a result of past decisions and choices and mistakes into something much better. And the tides are turning in your favor this week. 7 of Earth, seeds well planted. I think I said something about planting seeds. A temporary pause in action, unnecessary worry. Yeah. And it would definitely be connected to these unwise choices in the past, fear. I don't want to do this again. I don't want to make mistakes. I don't want to be duped, because that feels like a thing here for some of you. But just know, seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action. Don't be worried about not anything moving at this moment, because it's going somewhere. You've planted the seeds well. Tides really are turning in your favor. Luck is coming in, and it's going to be very much connected to others and networking. So just be open to it. And I feel like there's been a little bit of an element of trust lost within yourself as a result of these choices that you made from the past that were less than stellar or didn't work out. As it said, learn what you can from the situation. Be mindful of not diving deep into those mistakes, really, especially when you feel, that energy of it's too good to be true. When's the other shoe going to drop? There's something to that energy here for me, for my group 4s, where it's fear and anxiety, like overthinking it, too much worry about what could happen because of what did happen. As much as you can disconnect from that energy, do. Because I really feel like it could act as a block to this good energy showing up, this good luck coming your way. Unnecessary worry. Just remind yourself too that was then, this is now. Again, your mistakes are just lessons. They're not life sentences that you need to carry around with you for the rest of your life, and stop trusting yourself altogether. We're all human. We all make mistakes. We all make choices that we learn later weren't the best, but we learn from them. And you will, and I think you have, message 4. Nice. Ooh, falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, a new home. Ooh, there's a lot going on there. Either way, Ace of Water is the Ace of Cups in the tarot, and it's essentially just saying a new beginning that has a very happy, positive, emotional component to it, where you feel emotionally healthy, centered, good, in your feelings in the best possible way, almost like your emotions are the positive guiding post for you at this time, and you can trust them again. So I love to see that showing up for you guys. But there's absolutely a possibility here for falling in love. And this has a resurgence of a relationship. So a new connection coming in that's going to be good for you, helps you grow spiritually. Or a new home, new beginnings, all kinds of new beginnings for my message 4s. As a result of you having planted some really good seeds for yourself, doing the work, learning from past mistakes and unwise choices. And it's like, okay, here's this week where the energy is going to shift in your favor. The tides are turning. You've done the work. Trust that. Trust yourself. Because on the other side of this is like a new beginning of emotional well-being in all kinds of ways. Feeling good in your home, getting a new home, making new connections, new love partners for some of you. It's all on the table for you guys. I love that for you guys. I'm going to cap this off with the final message. Oh, well, this one fell right out. Strength. Don't let weeds and thistles cultivate in your garden, right? And we've got a temporary pause in action, seeds well planted, and unnecessary worry. So this is a big thing here, right? Reviewing everyone's motives, feeling like learning what you can from the past. Stop beating yourself up about what you got wrong or what didn't work out. You're in a much better place now. You really have planted good seeds of intention, and you're about to start to see the beginnings of this manifestation. And as it says, don't let the weeds and the thistles cultivate in your garden. Don't let those fears and unnecessary worries ruin the positive things that you've done, and lower your energy in such a way that you miss this luck coming your way, I think is the big message here. Stay in your strength. Don't let weeds and thistles cultivate in your garden. Yeah. It's sort of like, raise your level of self-awareness if you can. And if you can catch yourself in your mind thinking negatively about yourself and the what ifs, do whatever you can to replace it with a positive affirmation to keep you present, like to snap you out of that thinking. Again, lest you miss this sudden change of luck coming your way, because it really feels like there's an element of, I don't know if I can trust this, but you can message 4. All right, I'm going to leave that there. I hope that you all have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys.